Well, good evening and welcome to this edition of the Island Stats English Premier Division show. I'm your host, Earl Baston. Joining me is Antoine Augustus. Antoine, obviously there's no Premiership games that were played this weekend due to the fact that it was Nations League in Europe and in CONCACAF all across the world. So there was a subtopic that I wanted to bring up to you regarding some players and clubs in Europe complaining too much that they're playing too much football, but they're taking their I think they're taking their claims out on FIFA. When if you look at it, a lot of these organizations are playing more football in for the clubs than they are for the country. And I think it's what has happened now is that a lot of the bigger countries are now complaining about the volume of football being played when the smaller nations, like especially in the CONCACAF region, we weren't playing as many football games. Now we're starting to pick up, and we're loving the fact that we're playing a lot more. They're hating the fact that we're playing a lot more because that means they play a lot more.
Correct. I think I was reading something on the lines. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I was hearing that they want to. You can now choose people's. I think they're talking about you can choose what international matches you want to play in. It is because I really feel that it's a lot. I really do feel it's a lot.
Okay.
Football is played all year round. Correct.
Yes.
It's not a 9-month sport no more.
Right.
So, as a club, I'm gonna put it as this: a club is paying you X, Y, Z. Internationally, is not really paying you. Internationally, is not really paying you. Yes, it's the respect of your country. You get that. From your country, but I the players that don't want to play for the international, I'm not gonna, bombard you and tell you you should, but yes, it is too much football. As far as let's just look at Europe. Europe has Champions League. Champions League has now extended. When I say Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League, they all extended. Like that's more football.
Okay. So if they weren't extended, these players be playing less football, right?
Correct. Yes.
But the only complaining at the national level because there's no pay involved. So if they weren't greedy to line their pocket, then if they loved football, they wouldn't be playing for money. They'd be playing for the love of the game. And yes, no, I'm not against them getting paid. I'm for them getting paid. But if you want to cut back on football, cut back on the ones that are extra in your league for your club, when your country should be your biggest claim ever.
I agree. I do agree. Like I said, it's your country. You come from I play for Bermuda. I come from Bermuda. I should be playing for Bermuda. If I'm at the top level in England, Spain, whoever, I should be playing for Bermuda. I get it, but if I want to take a break, and not play a game, for an example, if Bermuda is playing. Bermuda has in the international break, we have Jamaica 1 week. And then we have Antigua Bermuda. Not to say that in the same week, but in 2 games we're playing Antigua Bermuda and we're playing Jamaica.
Mm.
I'm not gonna force myself to. I hope my coach is not gonna want me to play. My national coach is not gonna want me to play both games. Like, give me a break. Give me some leeway. Give me something to,
Do,
you
do
know.
you ask your league coach to give you a break when it comes to Europa qualifiers, when it comes to
I
Champions
would expect it. I would
qualifiers?
expect it to give me
No,
break. I
you
would
play your
expect.
strongest team because you want to get through, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
and
You're absolutely
and so
correct.
your national team should do the same thing.
Correct. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. I see your point. I see your point. But the difference, I would say, the little difference between my club level and my national team. My national team, we have at least 25 to 30 players. My club level should have at least under 18 or under 19, that basically under 21s, that can basically say, you know what, let me put 2 or 3 academy players in the team lineup, so I can give my regulars a play, because I know I have Tottenham on Sunday, or I know I have Manchester City, or I know I have Barcelona during the week. So that should give me an opportunity with my opportunity for my academy players to at least come in and step in and shine.
Yeah, but then here lies this problem. That's how you're ripping people off when you have these America tours. Manchester City playing in the United States, and it was all academy players playing. They had a handful of guys from the first team playing. Don't you
Yeah.
think you're ripping people off for that? You're just using the Manchester City name, or the Arsenal name, or the Manchester United name when you got all these young people, and yeah, they need a turn to play. But if you're saying I'm going to watch Manchester United play, and I want to see the Manchester United players play, and I go there and it's 9 academy players on and 1 first team player on because it's preseason and the coach don't want these players on the field. You don't want to or training. Don't you think that you're selling the game short?
You are, yes, you are. You are, really are, because yes, but 9 times out of 10, as a fan, I should know that I should know that I wouldn't see Kevin De Bruyne or Holland playing for City on you know uh, a U.S. tour, because 9 times out of 10 they're coming back from the international break. They're coming back from a Euros. They're coming back from Copa America. They're coming back, so they haven't had no break. They haven't had no time. So 9 times out of 10, um, yes, you probably will see the academy, and you probably won't see me. You probably won't see these star players. You know, um, and I like I said, I as a fan, I should understand that. I'm not paying. I'm not paying to see the star players. Sometimes I should be understanding that I'm gonna see.
Okay, so
I'm
if
hoping
that
I'm gonna see a star player,
well, let
but
me just
I
say
know I'm
this:
gonna
if
see
if
Manchester
those
City.
matches were played in Europe, in England, fine, won't have a problem. You're going on tour to America where you got a whole new base of people
Yes,
coming from different
fresh.
places to see, because they hear Chelsea's playing, Arsenal's playing, Liverpool's playing, this team's playing, that team's playing. They want to see the star, and the stars come out and warm up and then sit down on the bench. If not, go back in the changing room. So, you're looking at it and you're saying, yeah, they do. They are playing a lot of football, but let's look at some of the football that they're playing at the club level that is hindering them. Talking about they want to challenge FIFA. The clubs want to challenge FIFA because they think FIFA's got them playing too much football.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I agree with you. I'm just playing devil's advocate, and I
Yeah,
agree.
no worries.
I do. It is. I'm gonna come back to reality. It is a lot of football being played. Like I said at the beginning, it's not an 8, 9 month, 10 month season no more. It's
Mm-hmm.
12 months. It's 12 months. Sometimes 13 months in the season. In the season, and COVID. I would say COVID didn't help. You know, most of the leagues like stopped, and then to turn around and start back on when they're supposed to be on the summer break, and then turn around to have the World Cup in the winter, it's a lot of catch up. And that's how I feel about FIFA's going on. FIFA's trying to catch up. FIFA's trying to catch up with all the international matches and all the stuff that they missed during COVID season.
Right. Just like Champions League and Europa, they have contracts and commitments, and FIFA would have those same commercial rights and all of that. So you gotta get those things in. That's why you sign those big deals. That's why FIFA, CONCACAF, and Europa, and UEFA and all those can pay all this money for all these things, because they build these big relationships, with global companies with around the world, and it's making it happen. I mean, you look at the contract that CONCACAF just signed with a clothing. Every CONCACAF nation team will be outfitted, and they're talking about right down to your under 12s with Macron. So when you start signing those big deals, it's a big deal. It's for the national level. So, and I understand clubs have the same commitments. They sign big sponsors to be on the jerseys, and and all sorts of things. But to say that European clubs wanna sue or take FIFA to court because there's too much football being played, I say take some of these games, these qualifiers, and why do you have so many teams qualifying for extended cup competitions?
Like I said, Champions League has now extended. Europa League's extended. So and now,
some of those and those things start before the season starts.
Yeah, and now you see CONCACAF has now implemented club.
Club championship.
Club championships.
So all CONCACAF are doing is parlaying what they're doing everywhere else, and allowing more football to be played in these countries where we were playing once every 4 years, once every 2 years, stuff like that.
Once you eliminated, you was done.
Now we have football at an abundance at the national level, which in effect has really spurred a lot of people to go outside of the country and play, to up their chances of being seen, being paid to play, all that type of stuff. The opportunities that at the national level that have increased have now spurred people on to do things for at the club level.
But I agree. I totally agree. And what about this? What about somebody? A player is not being played in the club level, and they want to be shown in their club level, so they play for the national team.
Well, you almost have that right now. With Dante Leverot's not playing as regularly as I think anybody would want him to. He plays here and there with Danny Town, and he's in the national program. What's his name? Harry Twite. He's going to university now in the UK. I don't think they're playing as regularly as they wanted to play, and he's in the national team. And we look at a lot of guys who are at clubs throughout England that are in the national team. Some start games on the bench, start here and there, but the fact that they're in an environment that is at a I would say a little better level than in Bermuda. Wholeheartedly, when I say that with respect to what we play with Bermuda, but I'm pretty sure they have 6 or 7 better players on a team as opposed to what we have in Bermuda. We have maybe 4 or 5. You know what I mean? So the level is going to be a little more intense. They play at on better pitches. So it's a step up for them, and they're in an environment that is conducive of bringing back to the national team that could help.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I know we didn't have it. Like I said, we didn't have any English football to talk about. So we just wanted to have a short session today, just to be consistent. We'll be back next Monday, and obviously it's football on this weekend. Who your team got?
Who my team's got?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
you lost that much interest in your team already?
Yes, I have. Yes, I am.
Okay. Keep wearing your red.
I'm just concentrating. I'm concentrating more on, am I going to have a manager?
Well, he survived last week Tuesday's meeting, so he's all right. You got him until Christmas.
And that's another thing. That not to harp on Manchester United, but I'm hearing that Manchester United is trying to get rid of Harry Maguire and a few other players.
That's interesting. I mean,
at a cheap rate.
But yeah, they want to sell them cheap, but they'll still be on our books because they'll have to pay the wages, whatever the other club don't pay. So, is it a smart move? If you're paying the wage, you might as well pay the wage. You might as well have them in your camp.
Yeah. But that's something that we can talk about next week.
Yeah. All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your night.
You as well, sir.
Okay.
Take it easy.